to Odia Engineer, and today we are going to discuss on a very small topic, how to create the tenant database in HANA. I know most of us, we know how to like log into HANA database and how to do the day-to-day administration in case you require to create a new tenant database in your HANA. So I will be discussing on that. So primarily I will be using two tools. One is your HANA cockpit to create the tenant, and then we will be deleting the tenant also once we create it. So I will be taking 2 to 3 minutes to cover all this topic, and please watch the video completely so that you can get an idea on this. So we are going to create the tenant. So you can create the tenant either in your HANA Studio. You can also create from the OS level, or also you can create from the HANA cockpit. But for me, HANA cockpit is quite comfortable, so I will be logging to the HANA cockpit. Okay, so just let me log into the HANA cockpit, and once I log in there, this is Access Advanced, so there I will be going to the cockpit. In the bottom of this you can see there is a cockpit URL directly. Okay, so the cockpit URL as well is 5.0.27. This is the port for this cockpit. So I will be going to the, because I've registered the resources in my cockpit, so I can access it. So very important thing, whenever you want to create a new tenant, you always go to the system database. You cannot create a tenant, of course, from any existing tenant. That is obviously everybody know. In case you don't know, so this is the thing you should keep in your mind. I go to the database management right now. Okay, so here I'm here in this, and you can see I've logged into the cockpit with the system database, and there you can see I have in system DB, I have in tenant database. Just click on the create tenant. So there are two ways you can create a tenant. One, you can either create an empty tenant without any data there. Second, you can create the tenant using replication, in the sense either you will be copying the data of one of the system, like suppose you have existing tenant here, so I will be creating a new tenant using the data of the same tenant which is created, like EH7. So I will be creating a new tenant using the data of EH7. So now I'm going to just create the empty tenant. In case you require to copy the same the data of existing tenant to a new tenant, you can also use this option, create tenant using replication. So I will be using just the create an empty tenant. I will be specifying the name here, and I will be giving the password. Okay, so here there is option called start automatically. If you don't tick this one, then your tenant will be just created. Later on you have to start the tenant. So I've created the tenant database here, so it will take a little bit of time. So as always suggested, whenever you create the tenant, ensure you your log backup has to be started, and without the complete data backup, your complete backup, your log backups are not going to start. So for that reason, whenever you create a tenant, ensure you take the backup of the tenant as well. So you can see I have created the tenant here. The tenant is EH8, so it will take another 30 seconds maximum to be created, because since I am creating the empty tenant. So you can see this one, let it create. So using the cockpit is the easiest way. You can also use the HANA Studio, and you can use the SQL prompt, so that you can use the command line steps to create the tenant database as well. Okay, so meanwhile we will be checking in the OS levels if the tenant has been created. We can just validate it once. You can always go to the installation directory of HANA, since we are creating the key. Alright, so we'll go inside. You can see EH7 and H4C. EH8 is still being created. Okay, so we need to check inside the EH7, because EH7 is the system database. Inside this is DB00. Let me go to the HANA DB here. Okay, you can either way, you can also do one thing, just you can validate the trace files. You can see this one, the trace files are also created for the SID. So this tenant's also being created, and this is one of the tenant here. Nevertheless, we will be again going back to this HANA cockpit. So you can see this has been created. So whenever you create the tenant, you just need to take the backup here, just tenant actions, and go to the backup tenant. And this backup has to be taken for whenever you create a new tenant. And sure, you can also schedule the backup and all, so that is I'm not going to cover right now. So this is the very bare minimum thing, is to know how to create a tenant database, and you can create up to 20 tenants in your HANA database, though depends on your memory allocation, what is the license you bought from SAP, what is the memory license you have accordingly. Okay, so you can see the complete data backup has been successful, so we are fine right now. So I'll just quickly validate this one. So cd HANA shared, and we'll go inside and we'll just check the backup. STB instance number. So inside the backup, you can see here, let me go to the data backup. You can see the data backup has been created for your both the tenants. It was earlier existing, so this one is created recently. Alright, so now we will be just deleting the tenant from this, like OS level. So already we have created there. So simply I will be using the SDB SQL command. Okay, so I will be using, so this means your /c is your connect, then your /i, this means your instance number is 0. Let me check. Okay, so then -d is your database name. I will be logging to the system DB. Then you have to specify the username, system, and the password. Password is your, so this way you can connect to the SQL of your HANA, like your system database. So whatever operation you want to do, you have to do from the system database itself. Okay, so let me log in, let me check the password. Okay, so you can see this has been connected to my system DB because localhost using your 3 instance number 13. This is your name server port. So I will be stopping alter system stop database, and your database which we created is EH8. I will be stopping the database before you delete the tenant. So once it is stopped, then only you can delete the tenants. And always remember, if you delete a tenant, the backup folder will not be deleted automatically. You need to delete the backup manually. Okay, so just let's wait for another 30 seconds maximum, since there is not much data inside. Yes, it's been done. So now we will drop the database, drop database EH8. Whenever you want to delete a database, you just need to drop it, so the things would be deleted. But however, the backup directory will still be there. You need to delete it manually. Okay, so this is the way, somehow more or less, you can delete the database, you can create a tenant database. Since alright, so this has been done right now, so I will be just exit. So once I do this, I will be just checking. You can see this one, this is still there, so I will be just deleting. Okay, so same thing I will be doing for otherwise this will take unnecessary space, because this is the file level backup. So for that reason, ensure you follow the same process. If you have a third party, you don't need to worry, your third party provider will delete it automatically. Okay, so I have deleted the tenant, and you can see now, if I just refresh it, go back, okay, error while reading the data, because this is no more existing. So we have only 2 system database and the tenant database. And if you want to create the tenant database using HANA Studio, the same thing you need to follow. Just follow this. You can just create the database. you can just simply follow this command, that you need to create the database and you need to specify the system user and the password, so that automatically it will be created. And in case you want to create a tenant for one host and you want to create a slave index server, I mean, because master would be always there where you create it, and you want to have a slave server, I mean slave for the index server, you can also add another host in that. You can use this command, so this will be helping you. Okay, I will be sharing this commands in the description if you need it, or else you can simply type it. This will be helping you. Alright, so thank you so much. I hope I have covered all the things, how to create a tenant DB, how to delete a tenant DB, and in case you find it helpful, please subscribe my channel and please share it to your friends and the people who are working in SAP Basis or HANA area. And in case you are looking for training, you can simply connect with our team on WhatsApp number 8466880880, or else you can also drop an email, odiaengineerofficial@gmail.com. Thank you for watching the video, guys. Have a great day and please take care.